Hello there everybody, I'm Vin Does Stuff and you decided to watch my video. I don't know why, but thanks. Anyways, today I'm going to just basically be talking about a game idea I have and maybe will make whenever I do. Probably never. I also want to apologize if the audio sucks because this is being recorded on my phone and then added into CapCut because that's what I'm using. Yay. This also doesn't have a script, so sorry about that, everyone. This is gonna be very incohesive and bad. Again, this is like my first time talking on YouTube, so fun. Already with all that out of the way, let's get into what the game would basically be about and some story elements that would be important to it overall with the characters. So basically what genre would initially be in is I plan to basically have it be like, a horror game, but so with some comedy elements, you know, because I thought that would be interesting. And with some other elements story-wise, it's pretty basic. It's the typical bunch of teenagers go to a creepy abandoned place and bad things happen. Kinda, I don't know. Again, this is just like an idea, so don't expect much from this. But with the basic story elements overall, I guess, you just basically play as a girl who gets sort of tricked into going to evil, creepy cabin by one of her friends who's kind of a jerk, who may die, and then magically come back to life. Because I don't know. Maybe the devil didn't want him, maybe it was a prank. I don't know yet. Again, this is an idea. Why do I keep reiterating this? Getting back on track though with the game story, you're basically playing as one my characters, well, the main OC I have named Vin. Basically, she gets invited to the cabin, in quotations, in the air, because her friend is kind of a jackass, and, well, I need a way to progress the plot. I don't have an actual reason yet, other than he's a jerk. Oh yeah, and also, all her other friends are there because he's kind of a coward, I guess you could say, for characteristic points, I guess. Ooh. Anyways, yada yada. Ghost exploration, not exploration, hunting time passes, and then jerk friend is suddenly dead. Oh no, how could ever happened? Cue evil, mysterious music, and then maybe like villain entrance. And with like the main antagonist of the story, I guess you could say, for the game, it's sort of like a Shrek situation, but instead of wanting to get you out of the swamp, he wants you out of his house. Oh, and also Vin's boyfriend may be like squatting there because reasons, and also because I like keeping mystery, I guess. Moving on from that though, I guess I should like get into the relationships as with the characters. Basically what I'll do now real quick is like when I talk about a character, I'll put them up on the screen and then I'll start talking about them and some of their lore. Alrighty, let's start off with Bianca. She's basically Vin's best friend, and they've been friends since, like, I want to say, basically since they were born, but more or less, like, kindergarten, since they've been able to retain memories, I guess. Their whole, sorry about that, whole dynamic is sort of like the somewhat stereotypical of extrovert adopts introvert. Bianca is the extrovert, Vin is the introvert. And while, as you can see in the art I'm showing you right now of Bianca, she's not very much of a scene girly as you can get it. Well, I mean, she does like wearing clothing resembling of the scene core type. I don't know what exactly proper term or word usage I should use, but basically, she much more prefers the more preppy, girly, traditionally stuff. But god damn it, not again. my bad, gang. she's just really more into girly stuff, but also she just enjoys listening to her own friends yap about their own shit. Like, for example, Bianca does enjoy listening to Vin yap about random robotic shit just because she thinks it's interesting. And anyways, gamers, let's head on to number 2. Here we have my homeboy Sebastian, or as we like to call him, Rat. I hope you, well, actually, you can't hear air quotes, can you? Yeah, that's my bad. Anyways, Rat is, I'm going to call him for simplicity and just so I don't have to fucking say Sebastian a lot. He is more of, like, the parental unit of the group, and also, like, the senior friend you have. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, some of you may not, and just be looking at your screen like, what the fuck is this chick talking about? And to that, I don't blame you. Anyways, back on track. Sebastian overall is more like just the, why the fuck are we here? Why are you doing this? And he often does get into arguments with the, jackass character I aforementioned before. God. He does tend to try and keep the friend group out of trouble and out of jail, as a jackass character does enjoy doing that a lot. Haha. Now we're starting off with homegirl number 2, Sheila. She is sort of like the second, third girl in the friend group. She tends to have a bit of a temper. And by temper, I mean she will throw things at you regardless of what it is and if it can possibly send you to the hospital. She is attempting to work on it, and I thought that would be maybe a fun mechanic to have, both as a character and in the game, where maybe you have to have a segment where you have to keep her from fucking murdering you via launching shit at you in her vicinity. Random just fun fact I thought was silly to add. Her family has a weird tradition where some of the girls have to be named, like, with an S or SH, like Sharon, Shelly, Sheila, stuff like that. Mainly because, like, before Sheila was born, her family lost a bet with another family, and now they have to kind of do that until, like, the agreed upon years is up, basically. On to the next one, I guess. I don't fucking know. And now for the one, the only, the asshole you've all not really been waiting for, but I've been kind of talking about. Sid for Barnaby Woods. Yes, that is his full legal name. He is somewhat of a super senior, as you could say, except instead of creeping on freshmen, he just makes very terrible life decisions. And is very ass at school in general. He himself also, guess what, doesn't actually come from a wealthy family. He's just kind of a natural jackass. It's almost a talent, if you will. But overall, he does care for his friends, and he especially cares for the main character, as he views her somewhat like a little sister. A little sister who he'd be willing to punch a grown-ass man in the face for and possibly murder and possibly bury the body, but that's not important right now, I think. Haha. Well, not really, haha. Overall, I just think he's a neat dude when he's not being an asshole and also trying to get people and the police involved. Last but not least for this video, it's Vin. The girl I talked about, like, I don't know how many minutes ago. She's kind of basically just your average introvert with the interests of robotics, animatronics, supernatural bullshit, and also having to deal with supernatural bullshit occasionally, which is kind of sort of maybe why Sid brought her to the cabin in the first place, but that's not important right now. Like I said, again, sorry about the coughing, I am not sick, but I do that sometimes. Back on topic. Vin is someone who you would initially not expect to be dealing with a lot of shit, but when it happens, you would be able to go, oh, that makes so much more fucking sense now. And, yeah. Anyways, that's about it for the video, I guess. Thanks for stopping by and watching my bullshit. And, I guess if you thought this was chill, give me a like, leave a comment to appease the algorithm gods of YouTube, and, I'll see you around whenever I either make a short or another YouTube. Stay the fuck out of my room, you asshole. No, I don't care if it's your house. I live here too, jackass.